got my scarf, got my hat. We are ready to go. And you're looking at the list we're gonna play right now. And the interesting thing is the basic forest in the sideboard. It mostly is just my 3-off activity list, but I put a lot of changes into the mana base to support Pick Your Poison and Boseiju as an answer to Blood Moon again. Because Get Lost is not the nicest card right now if you're able to play Pick Your Poison. So we still want the basic planes, which is why I tried in the main deck now. And I went down to 1 Sacred Foundry to have another Boseiju and the 12 fetch lands. So we're going through the mana base. Let's just put it over here for a second. 12 fetch lands, right? So let's build a new stack right here and go through everything properly. Maybe I'll even clip that so we have a proper deck tag. And we want to play Fire Red Mesa, Forwarded Foothills to grab the forest and to grab the plains. Having a mountain always is okay-ish, like you're never really happy to have it, but you kind of need it because you need a basic. And I think with Deduce we can allow ourselves to not necessarily have all mountains. Then for the other lands, basically you need one of each shocks, right? You need like 1 Sacred Foundry, you need 1 Steam Winds, you need 1 Stomping Ground. That's undebatable. And usually I would want 2 Sacred Foundry to have 2 untapped white sources in my deck, right? But I think that maybe with the basic planes we can possibly support just having 1 Sacred Foundry. If the Boseiju in the main deck doesn't show up, or if we need the second untapped white source more often than I expect it to happen, then I'll cut the Boseiju to have the planes. Wait a second, also. So, yeah. So then we got, because I still don't really like Renin 6 right now that much, we got 3 surveillance instead of 2. Like you can imagine that one of those is basically a replacement for Renin 6. And what's also different from my usual list is that we are running Sylvian Catria Triumph again. So we can, with our basic forest and our Sylvian Triumph, like turn 1 Sylvian Triumph, turn 2 forest, cast our Leyline Binding. And also turn 1 Catria Triumph into basic planes, cast Leyline Binding. And what is also really important that this is the only other Triumph setup that gives us domain that allows us to cast the Ferry, right? Like, that's why usually you always play with Garden and Xander's Lounge. And you don't play with Proving Ground and Rogran Triumph. So we should be able to have smooth mana still. As usual, I'm a huge fan of the mana ties, so we'll go for that. I think for the main deck choices there's not really too much to talk about. Like, you could possibly shave 1 Teferi, you could possibly shave 1 Deuce, but I really like the 3 Deuce, 3 Teferi right now. With so much Cascade right now, Teferi is still really good like this, and the Deuce also allows it to only play 3 Dwarven Mines. So it should work out quite nicely. 2 endings, 3 bolt. With the Controllisher shell of 4-Colour, you do kind of want 6 1 mana interaction spells, but there is a point to cut like 1 Teferi for the 3rd ending, but right now I don't really face that many Ragavan decks, and if I face Ragavan decks it's mostly Zoo. They don't really play the Ragavan turn 1, they mostly just play tap land and then go for silent stuff, which is also why we are playing the Pick Your Poison, right? And hope that that the basic forest shows up and that it matters. And some people also like that Boseiju usually I'm not a really big fan of it right now. Like, there's better things to play because it doesn't destroy stuff like the One Ring, and against other decks like Tron, we do have our silences, so it's not really necessary to destroy the lands most of the time, and we do have the Terrastodon. But when we are heavy on the green, I think we can try to support it. Especially because there still was like this one slot in the land slot. Maybe it should be in the main deck, there should be the second Foundry, but we'll figure that out as we go. This is why we're trying this right now.